תפסתי זה.
You're literally running away from rockets. These gigantic rockets are just landing right, left, and center around them. I think Iran is targeting a military base, an Air Force base there. So they might be soldiers or people that live in the area. Iran just attacked Israel with the largest ever missile attack recorded in the history of Israel in one day. And all they can take credit for is a Palestinian man who died from a remaining of a rocket that fell on his head in Palestine. Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but let's hear the official announcement of the IDF.
Approximately 10 million people, almost the entire population of Israel, ran to the bomb shelters with their children, seeking cover from an unprecedented Iranian attack. The Iranian terror regime fired about 180
These rockets are the
ballistic
size
missiles
of a school
towards
bus.
Israeli civilians. This
A
attack
little apartment.
is the largest ballistic missile attack towards Israel ever. This attack is unacceptable. No country in the world would accept one ballistic missile pointed towards their civilians, let alone 180 ballistic missiles in the same night. This attack was mostly intercepted by the Israeli Air Force and our allies led by the U.S. Air Force. This large-scale attack is unacceptable and will bear consequences. We will defend our people and we will react when and where we decide.
Whew. Now, let's look at these funny Looney Tune goons. I mean, this is the regime of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Look at these Muppets. that's they recorded themselves as they were calling the attack, calling the shot. Seriously, these clowns, do they think that they stand a chance against Israel? Especially after what they saw that Israel did to Hezbollah, the strongest terrorist organization in the world, and their direct proxy of Iran, taking them down like it was nothing. Israel, I think, sent a message when they assassinated Nasrallah and all of his command. They sent a message to all these dictators out there. The only reason you're alive is because Israel is allowing you to be alive. And the moment that Israel will choose and decide that they want to take you, they will take you down. Which kind of makes you think what's going to happen to these guys next. But look at these Muppets. Every time it's the same thing. They're so happy and thrilled whenever they shoot rockets at innocent people. Now, before we go to the tragic story of the Palestinian man, the only casualty in that war, in that attack, here's another very interesting video of an Israeli... You're literally running away from rockets. These gigantic rockets are just landing right, left, and center around them as they're running in the southern area of Israel. I think Iran is targeting a military base, an Air Force base there. So they might be soldiers or people that live in the area. It's crazy. The Israelis are crazy. Look at the spirit they have. They're actually laughing at it as they're going. I mean, it is scary, but it's a nation that is not easily broken. And the guy wanted to stop it. The other guy thought, "Are you stupid? We're not stopping here." They can smell the smoke. So, if you look at this, guys, this looks like something from a cyberpunk movie, these rockets all across the sky. The sky is glutted with rockets trying to land on Israel. Iron Dome Air Force intercepted most of them. Israel focused its target at intercepting any missile that is shot on Israel, as they calculate the projectile of the rocket, and if they see that it's going to land in a city, in a military base, a populated area, then Iron Dome will take it down. If they see it's going to land in the desert or somewhere, they're just going to ignore it. The problem is that Israel is very protected. Obviously, like I said, not a single Israeli died. The only casualty were Palestinians because they don't have Iron Dome. And let's be frank, they don't really need Iron Dome. They're the only ones shooting rockets to kill people. Israel, when they attack them back, they're targeting terrorists. And even Iron Dome would have not helped them against Israel's technology. There was a poor Palestinian man. I'm saying poor because I'm not going to show you the video. It's very disturbing. Wow. It shows a man walking in the street and then just the back part of the rocket just lands on him and smashes and kills him on sight. I later on saw also another video where they were trying to, running around him, shouting Allahu Akbar, and for some reason his pants were down. I didn't get my head around that. Why was his pants down? I don't think a paramedic came and tried to cut the pants and save him because he was, undoubtedly dead. So the only thing I can think about is maybe someone just robbed him, ran, took stuff from his body, took the pants down, pockets, I don't know what, or I don't know why. I don't think the rocket took his pants down. The reason I'm not rejoicing over this is, first of all, there's an old Jewish saying that says, do not rejoice in the fall of your enemies. And the second reason, we don't know this guy. We don't know if he was just a hardworking man trying to go home after a long day at work, and then this tragic event happened and killed him, or might have been one of the many Gazans and Palestinians are celebrating and rejoicing, and they were giving baklawas and knafe, and he was just walking back, and then he got killed from the rocket. Either way, we mourn every loss of innocent life. I want to make that clear. But one thing that is just, it's always the same. For some reason, Palestinians seem to always rejoice and celebrate when someone is committing acts of terrorism. They did that on 9/11, they did it on October 7th, they're doing it right now when Iran is launching and attacking all of Israel. Doesn't matter their holy sites as Muslims, doesn't matter that Israel have 20% Muslim population, doesn't matter they're actually landing in Palestine, and they always seem to do the same thing. They always seem to just go and start chanting Allahu Akbar out of joy. They did that on October 7th, which was the dumbest thing you can do ever, because what were you thinking? It was obvious that in a few days, your entire nation is going to be destroyed because of the crimes that you've committed, but they don't look ahead. They don't think more than 5 minutes ahead. And here you can see them lifting up this rocket shell and cheering. Always Allahu Akbar. So barbaric. And then this guy climbs, I want to take a picture. Why is it always that Palestinians are rejoicing and celebrating when a terrorist attack is happening? Why is it always that they're celebrating when someone attacks America, Europe, Israel, when someone runs on a stabbing rampage in Germany? Every time these things happen where innocent people are being killed, you'll see the Palestinians going in the street and rejoicing, cheer. I'm not saying all Palestinians, but definitely a number not to be ignored. Might even be majority. I'm not kidding when I'm saying that. And the ones that maybe condemn these acts, they're just too afraid because they're living under a radical, oppressing Muslim regime that cherish terrorism, that it's a death cult. And anyone that came from the Middle East, like myself, like the son of Hamas, like other people that know this culture inside out, will tell you it's a culture, it's a society that was built on the narrative of worshipping death, on the narrative of submitting the world by force under Islam. And that's the result. That's what happened. You will not see Israelis going in the streets grabbing a huge rocket, lifting it up and dancing around him, saying Elohim Gadol, Hava Nagila, Hallelujah. It's just not you're not going to see that. And if you'll see that, that is very wrong. We should never celebrate war. We should never celebrate the death of innocent people. Now, regarding the Muppets of Iran, I think that they haven't got the memo of how powerful Israel is. And I think they might find out very soon. Unless what's happening here is something that was coordinated between Israel and Iran, again, like the last attack, which will kind of disappoint me, I have to say. You know, Iran have been getting a lot of bashing from its proxies, condemning it for not standing with Hezbollah when Nasrallah was assassinated, when Hezbollah is being dismantled, Lebanon is being invaded, and they were saying, "Where are you? We were always here for you. Where are you?" And they were pushed to the corner that they have to show again that they're not just a dog with no teeth, that they have an edge, that they're still in the picture, they're still relevant. Because if they won't react, then it will look like, oh, you guys are bluffing. We call a bluff here. So perhaps they have coordinated through their channels, which they do. It's funny how these things work, but it happened with America when America killed Soleimani. Iran basically called Donald Trump and told him, listen, we have to react, but we don't want to start a war. So please, we're just going to shoot missiles. We're going to miss. We're going to shoot around a U.S. base. Nothing is going to hurt, but then we're going to show our people that we did something. We defied the great America. And they did that last time where they shot, the bars of rockets on Israel. Only last time they gave like a 2 weeks notice and they told the entire world. They literally told every news agency around the world, we're going to do an attack and it's going to happen here. They even had a time, a clock counting down, giving Israel enough time to prepare. And, their attack was again as ridiculous as this attack. Here, they didn't really give a notice. They kind of just by surprise launched the biggest rocket attack on Israel, but it still was a few days. Now, maybe in these few days, they were just afraid of checking any pager or any communication system. They were just terrified. What's happening? They were all running around because thinking Mossad is going to get us. Because obviously Mossad have a very strong hold on Iran, and they're just terrified with the Mossad. Or was it a real attack? And what I'm saying, why am I saying that? Because if it was a real attack, then not only they've crossed the line, they crossed a huge line long ago, but this is something that is unheard of. One ballistic rocket the size of a school bus, of a mini school bus, would land in your towns, on your schools, in your cities, in Europe, in the United States, you will go to war. 180 of them, 10 million people running to their bomb shelters. That is an official declaration of war, and I think perhaps we are going to witness the fall of the Islamic regime, Islamic Republic of Iran, very soon. I sure hope so, because let's be honest. The moment that you get rid of the head of the snake, the whole body will start falling. The only people that will be sad that Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran, is crumbling and falling will be the radical Muslims in Iran, will be Hezbollah, will be the Houthis, will be Hamas, will be the Palestinian territory. Basically all the bad guys, all the ones that, follow and preach and support radical Islam, Muslim Brotherhood. Who's going to be happy if Iran is taken off the map? Let's start with the Arab world. The Arab world, the moderate Arab world that actually can possibly become partners for peace. Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Egypt, etc. They will rejoice. The people of Lebanon, the one that haven't been radicalized, they will rejoice. The people of Syria that have been killed and butchered by Iran, by Syria, the Syrian regime, by Hezbollah, by the Palestinians, they will rejoice. Europe will be very happy because then you'll start seeing less and less of these radical terrorists going on, stabbing rampage in your country. America will rejoice because these are clear enemies of America, burning a flag, American flag every second day, chanting death to America. Israel, the entire Middle East will become more stable. So there's no need for a ceasefire here because when you say ceasefire, what you're trying to do, you're trying to stop a war. But ceasefire never stops a war with radical Islam. I explained that in my last video. The whole concept of ceasefire in the Muslim world is hudna. And when they say hudna, which is something that came from the Quran, it's not a ceasefire. It's let's stop fighting so I can regroup, get more weapons, and I can come and kill you. So stop fighting me so I can come and kill you later. That's not a solution. That's not going to bring stability to the Middle East. That's just insane. I think one way of describing radical Islam fighting Israel, that's like having very evil, primitive cavemen trying to fight aliens with superior technology that can wipe them off the map. They're not a threat. I mean, they are a threat, but they're not a challenge. If Israel, if the West choose they want to wipe them out, they can wipe them out. They're just not doing that because they're trying to hope for a more peaceful future. America, Israel, and etc. Now, what's going to happen next? Oh, here's another thing that I think that is important. That's what I wanted to say. So aside from Iran having its only achievement, you can say, is killing a Palestinian, they also managed to rally behind Israel Western countries like Britain, like France. Look at what they're saying. You're having official spokesmen from Britain, from France, standing and condemning Iran and justifying Israel's rightful need to defend itself, meaning that perhaps Iran not only humiliated itself and had a pathetic attack with almost no results and brought the wrath of Israel on them, in some ways they might have also opened the door for Europe and the West to give a green light for Israel to take down the Islamic Republic of Iran. Bravo! Bravo, Iran. You have just doomed yourself. The sooner the better, because do you really want these people to have a nuclear weapon? Think about it, because they're trying to reach nuclear bomb. Do you really want Iran to have a nuclear weapon? I really hope that you understand how serious that is, and I really hope that America will stop, under the Biden-Kamala administration, will stop funding Iran. It's insane. Do you know that America is sending them money, is defreezing assets and money that they basically stopped or took from them? Why would you do that? There is literally I haven't found a reasonable explanation why would the West not all rally behind Israel. You know what? Here's a funny and sad reality. The West seems to always condemn Israel for fighting their wars, but then they're thankful later. You know, when Saddam Hussein was trying to build a nuclear bomb, was trying to get a nuclear facility, the West did the same thing. Everybody came and told Israel, don't do that, don't attack. And then Israel said, no, we're not going to let them have a nuclear bomb. Are you crazy? Saddam Hussein is not going to have a nuclear bomb. And then Israel went and bombed the nuclear facility in Iraq and basically stopped the Iraqi nuclear plan. The West was angry, was calling them warmongers, and etc. And the same thing that we're seeing here, the same music, the same old song. Only later to be thankful, to be kissing the feet of Israel and saying, wow, thank God Saddam Hussein did not have a nuclear bomb. That guy was using chemical weapons on his own people, on the Iranian people, on the Kuwaiti people. He was experimenting. He was killing innocent citizens in the hundreds of thousands. So you understand, if someone, a maniac like that, would have had a nuclear weapon, which world we'll be living in? So I hope that this helped understand the message of what's going on and the reality, the unbearable reality that Israel is facing. And the reason that Israel is right now attacking in Lebanon and hopefully, possibly soon, start attacking Iranian targets in order to take the Iranian regime. We have no quarrel with Iranian people. I know amazing Iranian people like Yunus, like Niyak, like another several friends. I'm not going to say their name out of safety. And there's just a beautiful nation with beautiful people that have not yet yielded to radical Islam, that have not yet been brainwashed and radicalized like what happened with the Palestinians. They're still fighting for the future. They're not cheering in October 7. They're not cheering over war. They're actually hating their government because their government is destroying their once beautiful liberal country and taking them down to the Stone Age, to the Dark Ages. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys, and if you did, feel free to go and like, share, subscribe, do the whole shebang. And as I always say, if you want to find a direct way to support my work so I can keep making these videos for you, you can go and check my Patreon, where there's practical, direct ways that you can help me keep doing this job, because I'm doing this out of my own free time and for free. And until then, don't do anything stupid, and in general, just don't do anything that I would do. Stay safe, and let's hope for better days to come.